Hey, it's Matt, and today we're going to be talking about the first step to buying your new home. Buying a new home takes multiple steps. This is something that takes usually over a month to complete, and it's important to have the mentality of realizing that it's going to take step by step, and it's overwhelming to think of every single step, so you need to just think of what task do you need to complete now and what is the next step. And you have to have that mentality with a lot of things in life. A lot of things seem unachievable because they are big goals, and buying a new home is a massive goal. It's a very big deal. So my first reasoning for having a first step, not just winging it and going for it, is that there's a list of steps. And this is just one step you can focus on for right now. Another point I want to bring up before we get to the first step is that you cannot do this alone. Like I said, this is a massive goal. This is a very big deal. It's likely going to be the most expensive thing you buy in your life, so you need a team. You need to call a realtor, you need to call a lender, you need to have inspectors, you're gonna have an appraiser, you might hire a painter, a window guy, you're gonna have a surveyor. There is multiple title, escrow. There is literally multiple professions that will be involved in this process. You can't do it alone. To think that you could just go on Zillow and order a home by yourself, it's a little risky. So my second tip before we get into it is that you need a team. You need to call a realtor, a local realtor, and they should have a team in place for you. I have an inspector, I have a lender, I have a title company that I prefer. I have a couple of inspectors in case we need to rush someone in there. I have a painter, a window guy, a floor guy. I have someone for all of those questions and all of the processes we're gonna have to go through. A mover, every single person involved in the team that it's gonna take to get from beginning to end in this project, I've got that guy. That's my job as a realtor, is to be the communicator. I'm the networker. This leads me to the first step to buying your new home. And the first step to buying your new home is to shop for a lender. Now, this is assuming you've already made the right decision and you called me and we've already texted about you buying your first house or your next house, and you've already accepted the fact that you need to hire a realtor. Now, remember, realtors do not get paid until the house closes, so don't think you need to have money up front just to have a phone call with me. But if you give me a phone call and you say, hey Matt, I'm curious about what the first step is, I'm looking to buy in the next couple of months, maybe a year from now, I'm gonna tell you the first step is to shop for a lender. And here's why. Like I said before, it takes a team to buy a home or sell a home. And really, you're gonna have some main players of that team. Your first player, of course, is gonna be the realtor. Like I said, they're the networker. They kind of lead the flow of communication. They're your go-to for questions. But the second player of that team, someone that you're gonna have a lot of phone calls with over the next month or so while you're trying to buy your first home, is the lender. And the lender has quite a few different tasks they're capable of achieving and a lot of resources that they can give you. One of the most obvious tasks that a lender is responsible for doing is giving you a budget. Now, based off of your income and credit and a whole other list of things that qualify you for a loan, a good lender won't just say, hey, so-and-so, congratulations, you're pre-approved up to $350,000, best of luck. Absolutely not. You have goals, you have budgets in your life. What are you looking to spend on a monthly basis? How much cash do you have in the bank? What is your real estate goals? What are your family goals? What's your lifestyle like? Your lender will be able to pick you apart in that phone call and get a better idea of what your financial situation is and what your goals are, and give you a budget based on those goals, not just give you your max. And if they are, call me, I've got a better lender for you. So the main responsibility of a lender is budget. This is huge. I will not take you in a home until we have that budget figured out. It is definitely a necessity in the process. And I will admit, This is a part that a lot of people try to skip. I don't have time for it. You're wasting everybody's time unless we get that budget hunkered down. It's the most important part of the shopping process. Maybe you're not ready. You know you're struggling with credit. You know you don't have enough cash saved up. Maybe you don't even have a job, but buying a home in the next year or two is one of your goals, and you're just curious, what can I do to get myself in a position to be within that budget I want to be at? Maybe you want to improve your credit score. My lender and the lenders that I work with will tell you exactly how to bump up your specific financial situation to get you to where you need to be. They don't require any money up front. It's a very quick 10-minute phone call, and they can answer so many of your questions. Yet this is always the part where first-time homeowners fail. This is the part where I can tell how motivated you are to buy a home. It's important to know that this is the vetting phase. In school, you always have that one class, usually your freshman or sophomore year, that they call the weed out class. This is a class that's designed to be more difficult than necessary in order to weed out the kids who are inevitably going to quit. Getting pre-approved, getting your financial paperwork into the lender, this has naturally become the vetting phase for my buyers. If I send you the link and the contact to my lender and you don't contact them and get your paperwork in that first couple of weeks, I know you're not that motivated. Usually a motivated buyer gets their paperwork done in a series of days, and I can tell this is someone who I'm going to be working with and probably having phone calls with every day for the next couple of months. Another responsibility of the lender is to look at your unique finances. Maybe you have a family trust. Maybe you have a series of income that's from different jobs. Maybe you've recently got a new job and you're worried that because you switched jobs, you now don't qualify for a loan. There is no situation out there that my team of lenders has not experienced before or is not capable of figuring out. You want to buy a home, you want to build a shop, you want to buy some land, you want to buy a condo, an Airbnb, whatever the situation is, no matter where the money is coming from, my team of lenders is very creative in thinking of ways to legally and safely get the deal done for us. Okay, so you're on board with what I'm saying, you believe me, and you agree that step one is to shop for a lender. Now, how do you choose a lender? Well, I have a preferred lender, and I'm going to send you that lender's contact in the loan application and explain to you why that is my preferred lender on that first phone call we have. But it is smart to shop for lenders. Maybe you work for a credit union and you get a great discount at your credit union because you're an employee or you're a member of a smaller credit union that can offer you a better interest rate or a better loan product than my lender could. Also keep in mind when you're shopping for lenders, and this goes for realtors too, this is someone you're gonna have to talk to multiple times over the next series of months. You want it to be someone who you can trust and that you like the way they communicate. You like the way they maybe respond via text or email. Maybe they're really good at answering their phone fast. This is someone who you're gonna kind of be friends with, and that's an important piece that you need to take into account when shopping for a lender. Some good questions you can ask your lender are, where are they from? Pick a local lender. Pick a lender who is from, in this case, Spokane. Their name is on the line if they're a Spokane lender. If you live in Spokane and you're using a lender over in Seattle and that lender messes up your deal, it's not going to affect that lender's business as much because they're not a local lender. Pick a local lender who has more resources here in town. They know more people. They're going to have a better belt full of tools to complete this project. Ask them their favorite way to communicate. Can you text them late at night? Do they have specific hours? Would you prefer they had specific hours? Are you looking for someone that you can talk to at any point? Really do your due diligence here. This is a very important part of the process, and do the same with the realtor as well. Now, what can you expect when you get on the phone with my lender or whichever lender you choose? Hopefully that lender will give you a series of questions that helps qualify you in their head and then sends you a link to fill out a loan application. This loan application should only take you 10 to 20 minutes depending on the lender, but there's some things you need to keep in mind. If you're going to be buying a house, clean up that email. Make sure you have your notifications set so you can see when emails are coming in. Maybe delete some of the junk. Get a good email that you're going to be using over the next couple of months. Another step you can take to be ready for that first phone call is start to collect your financial information. Your W-2s, maybe some pay stubs, some bank statements, have access to your social security number. Maybe you don't remember how to log into your email. This is a very big project and you're going to want to be with it because it's a time-sensitive project in a market like Spokane. We need to act fast. So the more paperwork we get in, the more steps we have accomplished before we're opening doors, the faster we can act when we find that right house. What do we do next? What's step 2? I've done all the paperwork, I've picked a lender, I've done everything you said. What do I do now? Call me. That's it. That is the first step to buying your new home. My name's Matt. I sell real estate here in Spokane. If you got value out of this video, please subscribe and like the video. Give me some motivation to keep making videos just like this. Talk soon.